Jimmy Uso, Raquel Rodriguez, and the final boss himself, The Rock, has come back to WWE. WWE Bad Blood 2024 is now in the books, and we got plenty to talk about. First and foremost, I'm just gonna start out by saying there is a huge difference between being live at an event and watching the television broadcast. The energy that you're around, being amongst the fans and being a part of the chants and all the different things that kind of go along with it is a totally different experience. So with that being said, we're gonna talk about the actual broadcast of what happened storyline wise and the quality of the matches. So let's dive directly into it. Let's talk about the Hell in a Cell match between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. This is how you do a Hell in a Cell. This is how you end a 10-month long blood feud. Granted, it was crazy, like even derailing this. I won't say derail. Having a friendship bracelet be a catalyst of this feud, right? I honestly think it should have just been, these are two guys who don't like each other. They could have even brought up the whole AEW situation. Maybe not name AEW, but just more so keeping it around the idea of you left, you dogged us, and I won't have you come here to my home and talk trash. But it is what it is, and this is where we are. But for what it was, this feud had to be the feud of the year for WWE. Never mind Cody and Roman. That ended pretty much at WrestleMania 40. So looking at it for what it is right now, this had to be the feud of the year. And they kicked it off great back at Bash of Berlin. It was a SummerSlam. It was SummerSlam, that was the first match. And then to cap it off with this Hell in a Cell, I mean, that was blood aplenty, which they pretty much promised that at their go-home episode of Raw. But there was blood aplenty. I think Drew McIntyre had like 16 stitches after taking a unprotected shot to the head with a toolbox. That happened. There was a moment in the match where the table that CM Punk got out, they went to go set it up. And for whatever reason, one of the legs, the entire section of the leg completely broke off. So they had to improvise. And CM Punk just started slamming Drew McIntyre onto the bottom of the table. Never seen that before. Being there live, my breath is in my stomach. Like I'm like, dude, it's so improvised, and I'm like, I don't know. Is this okay? Like, are they gonna impale each other? I think that was a belly to belly suplex that Drew McIntyre did to CM Punk, and I literally thought he was gonna throw him on top of the other leg of the table because both legs were supposed to be standing up. One was, and the other one was completely broken off. So they're just throwing each other over by that table, and I'm thinking, yeah, somebody's gonna get stabbed and get impaled by a table leg, which is insane to think about. But it is what it is, right? So they eventually moved that table out of the way. They never did fix that leg or put it back down and push the table out completely. But it was just sitting there. But we're going to go on from that. There was a moment in the match where Drew McIntyre goes out towards the end and he grabs this bag. Now, anybody who has ever watched a violent match, a blood feud type of match, a death match, if you will, knows that whenever a performer goes and grabs a sack, 9 times out of 10 it's thumbtacks. So I'm sitting there in my seat going crazy. I'm like, okay, who's gonna take this thumbtack bump? Because I don't see CM Punk doing something like that. And Drew, I don't see Drew taking something like that. But given the way that this feud has gone, I wasn't going to be surprised if someone had to take it. But luckily for them, I guess no one had to take it because he goes over to CM Punk and he dumps this bag of friendship bracelet beads all over CM Punk's head. So this drives CM Punk crazy, and he pretty much gets the second win that he needs, and he goes on an offensive tyrant against Drew McIntyre. Another moment in the match where CM Punk and Drew McIntyre on the corner, on the outside, on the apron, over by the turnbuckle. And there's a table set up right here. I didn't think he was going to be able to do it, but Drew McIntyre grabs CM Punk in a suplex position and suplexes him over the turnbuckle straight through the table. CM Punk is out at this point. I'm thinking, okay, obviously it's not over, but CM Punk ain't moved, so he is doing a hell of a job of selling this. They finally get him back in the ring just to set up for this bump that I don't know how Drew McIntyre is able to walk today. He goes for a Claymore. There's still steps set up in the corner. He goes for a Claymore, and he misses the Claymore, but the way that he lands, his lower back lands on the edge of the steel steps. One of the craziest things I've ever seen live in a wrestling match. Like there were so many moments in this match where I'm like, that wasn't supposed to happen. That wasn't supposed to happen. That's how violent and how well performed this match actually was. So tip of the hat to these guys. But ultimately, the friendship bracelet beads proved to be the downfall of Drew McIntyre when Punk grabs a handful of them and he stuffs them down Drew McIntyre's mouth. He picks him up. Well, he wraps his knee in a chain, picks up Drew McIntyre, hits the GTS for the 1-2-3, and CM Punk has officially closed the chapter on Drew McIntyre. Now, what does this mean for Drew? As I said before in my prediction episode, I think this is going to be one of those moments where Drew takes some time off. He just signed a deal, so he's not going anywhere. He's not going to jump ship to AEW. And he's just gonna go off and lick his wounds, if you will. And we probably won't see him again until the Royal Rumble, where they probably will have their face-off in that match, which I'm looking forward to. Moving on, we're going to go into the Women's Championship match. Nia Jax taking on Bayley. So this match was a little bit of honestly, it was a filler match, right? So there's a lot of botching here. There was a moment where Nia Jax was in a powerbomb position from Bayley. Everyone thinking that Bayley's going to be able to powerbomb her like she hasn't done it before. And instead of powerbombing her, for whatever reason, Nia goes for a Hurricane Rana, but her legs were never wrapped around Bayley's head. So it just looked totally awkward, to be honest, right? And there was supposed to have been a pop-up Samoan drop that she normally does that I guess there was a miscommunication. Bayley goes and jumps on her, and her legs wraps around Nia's waist, and then she kind of repositions her into a Samoan drop, so she kind of lands awkwardly. I thought Bayley may have hurt her knee, but everything was fine. But other than that, this match it pretty much is what it was. This pay-per-view is pretty much a 2-match card, to be honest. But this match kind of kicked up to a second gear when Tiffany Stratton comes down, as we knew she pretty much would, hinting that she was going to cash in her Money in the Bank. Both of them are laid out. She lays out Bayley with the briefcase, and she looks over at Nia, who is completely laid out, and she hands the briefcase to the referee, and the crowd's rumbling, they're building, and then Nia just sits up like Kane and looks at her and is like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And ultimately, Nia does hit a avalanche Samoan drop onto Bayley, drags her over, hits the Annihilator, 1, 2, 3, and steal. Unfortunately, I feel like we're going to look back and see Nia's reign. Granted, Nia has improved tremendously from where she came from with, every time she got in the ring with someone, they would get injured, yada, yada, yada. She's come a long way from that. But this match was pretty much just, and I'm afraid her reign is going to be looked at as you just held it long enough for Tiffany to officially cash in. And I hate that for Nia. I really, really do. I really don't think that Tiffany needs to be alongside Nia. I get it, the whole best friend thing where I love you. Like it's their relationship is kind of reminiscent of Paul and Roman. You're my queen, and no, my queen, I love you, my queen, yada, yada, yada. But yet you hold a contract in your hand where you can cash it in and take the championship away from Nia whenever you want to. So it kind of looks like you're trying to weasel yourself in. And it kind of undermines the intelligence of Nia, too. It kind of makes her look stupid. Like, you know what's going on. So why would you even have her on your side, right? Like, you have someone who has a smoking gun in their hand that can easily pull the trigger at any given time. And you think that just because you're bigger and stronger than her, that she can't wait till you step in front of her and pop you in the back of the head, Abraham Lincoln style. Doesn't sound too bright to me. So Not a huge fan of this. I'm glad that Nia is able to improve herself in the ring and she's having a much better run this go round in WWE. But this championship reign, albeit not bad, is very undermining considering who she's aligning herself with storyline wise. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next women's championship match. Let's go. Let's keep it with the women, and we got the other blood feud of Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan with Dominic Mysterio being hoisted in the air in a shark cage, and this is for the women's world championship. Going into it, I think everybody assumes that every time they have a match, Rhea's gonna win because we know that Liv can't beat her on her own, which is unfortunate for Liv, given her story and all that stuff. Again, undermines the championship reign, but she's a heel, so those heel tactics can sometimes work, right? So we have the match, and the entire time Dom is in the air looking scared and yada yada yada. So every now and again we'll look back over at that. The match itself was pretty much Liv doing her normal, trying to escape, and Rhea is just dogging her around, using her as a ragdolling her across the ring. It's a obvious mismatch, even to the point she throws her out of the ring and goes up to the cage and hits her with the riptide in front of Dom. Somehow Dom gets the door unlocked and he pushes it open. They never really truly answer how that happened. Michael Cole claims that he picked the lock, but no one saw this. They never put it on television. I'm live. I'm looking at him in the cage. He didn't do this. So I'm trying to figure out how they made this happen. And then another moment where my breath went all the way down to my stomach when Dom tries to crawl out of the cage. Mind you, the cage is still in the air. He's trying to crawl out of this cage and he falls. I'm thinking the dude just fell 10, 15 feet on top of his head. But apparently there was something wrapped around his ankle that held him up. Don't know how that happened. Apparently this man is Houdini or Chris Angel. I never saw the guy do any of this stuff. Maybe I was watching the match and he did it in between that time. I don't know. But you got Dominic Mysterio dangling like a piñata. And for whatever reason, I don't know why Rhea just didn't go ahead and win the match, win the championship, and then go out and beat up Dom. But she goes and she beats up Dom with a kendo stick while Liv is laying motionless in the ring. She could have just pinned her. I don't know what was up with that. Now, here's the confusing part about this match. So all that's happening, all this hoopla is going on, and she's out there, she's hitting Dom with the kendo stick, and the pop is happening. So all these security guards and officials start coming out trying to get Dom untied, which I don't know why it takes this many people to get a guy untied from a cage, right? But they're working on that. For whatever reason, the referee feels that he needs to go out there and help. I guess to keep him distracted. So now that the returning Raquel Gonzalez or Rodriguez, I don't know what she's going by now. We're just gonna call her Raquel, and she comes out and she attacks Rhea. Now, what I believe should have happened, she should have attacked Rhea once she got back in the ring, hit her with the Chiquita bomb, I think that's what they call it, and then throw Liv on top of Rhea, leave the ring for the ref to get back in, count the 1, 2, 3. And then that's how you call the match. Instead, she attacks Rhea right in front of the ref. They call a disqualification. So the match is over at this point. She then hits the Chiquita bomb and then throws Liv on top of her. The match is already over. So it looked kind of silly. So for a return that I already didn't get any reaction. Like it was kind of one of those. Oh, who is that? Who is that? Oh, it's Raquel. Oh yeah, it's Raquel. She's gonna attack Liv. That was the commotion in the arena. There wasn't really much like, oh my god. Maybe it could have been that if they would have executed it properly. But to me, the return was kind of botched, considering the person you were trying to save, you threw her on top of Rhea to get a pinfall when the match was already over. So now you look stupid. So I guess we're going to have Raquel taking on Rhea as the feud moving forward, I guess to keep her away from Liv. I don't know. I don't know. We gonna find it on Raw. But personally, I wasn't a fan of. It kind of tainted the match. The match was already kind of one-sided as these matches are with Rhea and Liv, but this return just kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. It just I don't really care to know what Raquel's reasoning, even though we know what it is, what her reasoning was for attacking Rhea and moving forward. They probably can right the ship and kind of make it more interesting moving forward. But as of right now, I don't care. I don't think many people do either. I don't know why Triple H has this affinity for bringing people back that had so much to say about the company or him as a person or as a professional. I don't know. But Goldberg's reasoning for being on this show was completely irrelevant. Okay, yeah, they bring him up on Raw because Bret Hart was there, and they used Goldberg as a I guess it's a spit in the face, part of a heel promo that Gunther cut, saying that his favorite wrestler is Goldberg, just to get under the skin of Bret Hart. But we didn't care about that. And now that I get it, Goldberg was in the audience in Atlanta. He played for the Atlanta Falcons. Woo, okay, cool, whatever, who cares? So Gunther comes out after Triple H announces the Crown Jewel Championship, which is why. Anyway, we won't even get into that. That's not even, I don't even care about that part. Gunther comes out. Cool. I like Gunther. I want to see Gunther. What's Gunther finna do? He starts talking trash to Goldberg, saying, hey, all that stuff I said about you being my favorite wrestler and you being cool, yeah, that wasn't true. I just said that because Bret was there. And to be honest, I kind of hope that you're a better father than you are a wrestler. And his son is sitting right next to him. His son is pretty much grown at this point. So you don't have anything to prove, Goldberg. You've already fathered this guy. You've already shown that you're a good father because your son is fine. He's been on TV multiple times. I think he's either wrestling or he got a D1 scholarship for football. Something along those lines happened. So what do you have to prove? So he gets up. He goes into the ring acting as though he's going to attack Gunther. We know that's not going to happen. Only for Sami Zayn to come out the audience and attack Gunther himself. We could have did this without Goldberg at all. They could have announced the Crown Jewel Championship. Gunther comes out and talks trash about how he's the number one champion, how he deserves to be the champion, which, let's be honest, Gunther's probably going to win this thing too. I highly doubt that Cody's going to take the Crown Jewel Championship because, again, who cares? Cody doesn't need that. Gunther is trying to build the World Heavyweight Championship up. So this would be a good little thing to tack onto it, I guess, as far as accolades go. But having this thing yearly as a way to boost the Crown Jewel pay-per-view, or I guess make Riyadh seem more important of a show than what it already is, which is not really. I don't know. Again, who really cares? But if you would have just had this segment where Gunther just comes out, talks trash about how he should be the champion, and he will be the champion, and then you have Sami come out and attack him, that's your segment. Because at the end of the day, Goldberg didn't do anything. You just try to give him a quote-unquote hometown pop that I don't really think he needed. Nobody really needed to know that he was there. I mean, cool, Goldberg's here. Yay, he got the Goldberg chant. But bro, we don't want to see you spear nobody, and we definitely don't want to see you jackhammer nobody. This ain't the 90s no more. The last time we saw you, you almost killed The Undertaker. Stay away. As I said, we're gonna go into the next match, which is the Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. I've been seeing a lot of people online talk about how Finn has never been built up to be a credible challenger to win the big one, which is kind of true. Ever since he won and had to give up the Universal Championship, it's kind of been pretty bad for the guy. And him being in Judgment Day kind of solidifies that, because Judgment Day is now just an annoying heel faction. Nobody really takes them serious. I mean, he's one half of the World Tag Team Champions, and how many times have they even defended it? Just saying. And really the only reason why they won that is really just because Liv was there, and she caused the distraction. So this match was definitely evidence of that entire thing. Damian was in control the entire time. They made Damian look like a powerhouse here. I mean, every time Finn would go for something, it was stopped, it was reversed. He was just throwing punches the entire time. Even the Judgment Day tried to come down and help. They got taken away pretty quick, and ultimately Finn did hit the coup de grace. I think twice. And then he goes to hit the coup de grace a bunch of times on the back of Damien, but for whatever reason he would do it and Damien would just not go down, which is impressive that a grown man is double stomping you from the top rope onto your back and you don't fall. That's pretty impressive. But he goes for that about 3 times, and eventually Damien catches him, sets him up for the South of Heaven, just one of them, and 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Damien wins. So I guess that portion of the feud between the Terror Twins and Judgment Day is over. I hope so. But why not just finish the whole thing? Why do the whole Raquel return? Because now Rhea just has something to do with the Judgment Day, I guess, and Damien doesn't. So what does Damien do? What do the guys in Judgment Day do now? I mentioned before that maybe the Wild Six can start having a feud with them, but I don't even know if that's necessary at this point because the Judgment Day don't win. All right, let's go into this crazy main event, right? We all know that the true stars of this match were Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa were just there to play heels in the foil of the Ultimate Baby Faces, right? The aura that Roman has when he comes out. The guy had an orchestra very similar to what he had at WrestleMania 40 for no good reason. As a matter of fact, if you go back and watch it and watch his entrance, I don't even think the band was doing anything. They were kind of just like going through the motions, like pretending they were playing stuff. In the building, I didn't hear anything. Now, when Cody made his entrance with the band, you heard the band. As a matter of fact, they even had to start Cody's music twice. Poor Cody. But they had to start his music twice because there was some sort of glitch, I guess, because the lighting effect hit. The doom doom wrestling has more than one family. All of that hit, but the start of Kingdom didn't go off. Everything else was happening. The smoke was happening at the entranceway. Nothing else was going on. They restarted and it finally hits. Cody's already walking out at this point. Then the pyro hits where he's in the stage way where the smoke is. So that was messed up. But he wound up fixing it with the whole whoa thing. So his interest is kind of wonky, especially if you're watching it on TV. But then Roman comes out. Granted, Roman's interest is extremely simple, but man, this dude, he just comes out and he's walking. Then the pyro hits as he's walking. The camera angle is just this smooth shot going up the ramp between the orchestra, and he just throws up the one. And in this sea of people, everyone is just throwing that one up. Roman has to be the coolest wrestler since The Rock. Just smooth, just cool. Like, he just comes out and everyone goes crazy. It's really amazing to be in the atmosphere and really feel what this guy brings to the table just by being there. But the match itself, pretty much your typical Roman Reigns match. The heels kind of start working over the baby faces towards the midway of the match, but of course you're going to give Roman and Cody their spots early on, considering Cody's a hometown guy. Roman is Roman, and also Roman went to Georgia Tech. So you got two Atlanta boys kind of going up against this fake tribal chief and this monster that is Jacob Fatu. So Jacob Fatu had a great showing. Solo wasn't too bad, but Solo is Solo, right? Jacob had a great showing in this match. He sold well. His offense was really believable. This dude has a perfect amount of no-selling to where it's not overly done, but he also knows where and when to sell his offense. So towards the end of the match, Cody begins to attack Jacob outside the ring, and nothing is really working. He'll go down, he'll get right back up. He'll go down, he'll get right back up. So Cody's thinking, what am I going to do to this guy? How can I put him down for good? So he throws him on top of the announce table, And he looks inside the ring. He's like, you know what? I'm going to hit you with the same move you kept hitting me with. So he goes into the top rope, Shane McMahon style, and gets on the ring post. He looks over at Roman, gives him a salute, almost to say, I'm going to sacrifice myself to take him out. You better beat this dude. Remember what I said. If you can't beat your own bloodline, who are you? Prove to me that you still the tribal chief and take him down. He almost hit like a Goku. Like, hopefully I get to see you in the next life. See ya! And jumps and does a straight splash from the turnbuckle to the announce table, taking Jacob completely out of the match. Then Solo grabs a downed Roman. He's berating him in the face. He's looking at him, he's screaming, "I'm the tribal chief. You should have never came back." Yada yada yada. The Tongans are outside the ring cheering on Solo. Solo looks over and there's a figure standing there in a black hood with a black bandana. When's the last time we saw that? That's right. The other Uso, Jimmy Uso, makes his return, takes out the Tongans, and distracts Solo just long enough for Roman to hit the spear. 1, 2, 3. Roman wins his first match back, and his new right-hand man, Jimmy Uso, makes his return. We've been waiting for this return for a very long time, and we finally got it, and what a better way to do it than at Bad Blood, saving his cousin. He goes in the ring, and as he's looking at Roman, he's doing the same prayer hands that that Jacob does to Solo, showing that I'm with you. I'm with you. He's telling him like I did all this for you. I'm with you. He's wearing the new shirt that says they're not the ones, which I'm assuming is kind of going off of Kendrick Lamar's "They Not Like Us." I almost hoped that he was gonna have the "They Not Like Us," but I guess that's copyrighted. So yeah, they embrace in the ring for a nice moment. That was cool to see. And they look over at Cody. Roman kind of gives him a nod like, okay, I see you. But now that this is over, I'm going to finish all of this. I'm coming back for that championship. I meant what I said when I'm coming back for what's mine. So they give a nod, they leave, and then the Tongans attack Cody. They jump at him, they beat the mess out of him. Roman and Jimmy look back. Jimmy's like, yo, we got to go save him. Roman's like, nah, that was a one-time thing. Leave him. That's his business. I ain't got nothing to do with nobody beating him up. I won the match. I'm finna go. Jimmy's looking like, bro, he had our back. I understand what happened before, but he just had our back. We got to save him. Roman's looking like, bro, all right, they take off and they go take out the rest of the new bloodline, throw them out the ring, and the interesting moment happens. Arguably the most interesting thing of the entire night. Roman looks over, he grabs the championship, he picks it up, he looks at it, and he hands it over to Cody, looking at him like, you got this for now. Cody takes it. He looks at the hard cam. He raises it in the air. And just when you think it's over, If Your Smell hits the airways and The Rock comes strolling out. I lost my mind. I lost my voice. And that 5 minutes that he just stood on the ramp, I lost my voice. I'm surprised my voice is clear now. And then The Rock does this. He comes out and he's looking in the ring, which is a very interesting visual. That the last time Rock was there, Roman hated Cody. Roman wanted to end Cody. Cody was there to shut down the bloodline and finish his story. All the yada yada yada, right? Roman and The Rock said, when I come back, I'm coming straight for you. So when he comes back, it's almost like a man catching his wife in the middle of action, right? Like, what y'all doing? What y'all doing in the ring? Did you just hand him the championship? What's happening? Jimmy, what you doing? I thought we hated him. He took everything from our family. He took our championship from our family. Why are you alongside with this guy? And The Rock is looking at him. And he just does 1, 2, 3. And he goes like that. I'm thinking that someone new is about to come out. I'm thinking Zilla is about to make his return because Zilla was there. Zilla was in the building. I'm thinking he's about to come out or he's about to come around and jump Roman and take everybody out. But nah, The Rock's music just hits again. And he hits it just walks out and leaves. So what does this mean? There's so many questions that came out of Bad Blood, especially with the main event. And to be honest, this is one of those moments where the main event was so hot, especially that end angle, that you left on such a high that it kind of pushed you away from thinking about the rest of the card. Overall, Bad Blood was decent, but that ending angle with The Rock coming back and him giving this cryptic message, no one knows what it means. Everyone online is speculating about all these different theories. We just don't know, and it really sucks because this is a SmackDown story, so we have to wait all the way until Friday to find out what it really means. Even The Rock cut a promo online saying when it's time for the final boss to say why he came back and did what he did, that's the time that he will. So, yeah. And then not only that, after everything is over with, we go outside walking back to our car and we look over the little overpass ramp thing for the parking garage, and we see Cody's bus, right? And Cody's walking out. He's walking up to his bus. Oh, cool, there's Cody. Hey, Cody, what's going on? Kevin Owens comes up to him and they're talking. They seem to be arguing. And Kevin just hauls off and just turns heel. Beats the brakes off of him. Beats the brakes off Cody just right there by his bus again. And hops in the car, drives off. And all of this is captured by a security camera and posted online from a fan point of view. It wasn't even, they created it as if WWE had no idea this was going on. This is just a random thing that kind of happened. It was a cool visual to see. I'm not gonna lie. My homeboy was like, he thought it was just somebody that jumped the barricade and security was beating the brakes off of him, which, to be honest, would have been way funnier. But I kind of feel bad for Cody. Like, dude, you won the match, but you didn't get the pinfall victory. You got beat up after the match by the Samoans, and then you had to get saved by Roman. And then you go out to your bus and you get beat up again by Kevin Owens, and you're the champion. At what point do you fight back? Granted, you did take out Jacob Fatu. Thank you. But Jacob Fatu was fine after the match because he was for the splash you before Roman came and helped you. Damn it, Cody. But anyway, man, like I said, Bad Blood, the experience was amazing. The show itself was but that opening match, that Hell in a Cell match, and then that main event match were exactly what you needed. And The Rock coming back, man, I can't wait to see what this means. So if you guys enjoyed Bad Blood, make sure you drop a comment below and tell me what you like, what you didn't like. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you are notified whenever I drop another video. Thank you guys again for watching. I will see you down the road, and make sure you always be smart, be kind, be blessed. If you smell what the Flash is cooking.